The Brutally Delicious Podcast. The Brutally Delicious Podcast. The Brutally Delicious Podcast. The Brutally Delicious Podcast.
What's up, everybody? This is Dark Macek with Brutally Delicious, coming at you with a review of Unchosen One's brand new album, Sorrow Turns to Dust. What an album title. So this band isn't even on the Metal Archives yet. I never thought I'd see the day. My friend's band from high school is on the fucking Metal Archives, but this band that's about to drop a new album and has a single on Spotify isn't. I've never actually added any entries, but this might be the time because this is an absolute gem of a debut album. These reviews are about the bands, not me, but I will just say I have not slept well for something like 5 days in a row, and I still am beaming after listening to this shit. The band's style is kind of straightforward heavy metal, but with power metal style vocals. The riffs get a little heavier, not like faster and brutal, but just heavier than most power metal does, so I'm not really sure what label to give this. I was reminded of the band Archon Angel, which was Zach Stevens' outfit in 2020, except they sound a little less seasoned, and I mean no disrespect there, but Archon Angel was Zach Stevens 27 years after Edge of Thorns was released. The vocalist stood out above all. At times, I was reminded of Majestica. I love Tommy Johansson like you couldn't believe. The UK band Fellowship. And also, throwing back to Archon Angel, Zach Stevens, but a little younger. The pairing of the vocals and the riff style is very interesting and not something I have any comparison for. Getting into some songs. Opening track with the opening keyboard lick, Far Beyond the Thunderdome. Great. Right away, I was perked up and looking forward to more. The World is Ours to Take. I love the chorus and I love the synths. The layering reminded me of Twilight Force's second album, which is often maligned on the internet, but I think it's the best album released of the 2010s. The title track. Yeah, baby. Great songwriting. I don't know what to say to differentiate from the last couple, but it's great. There's a lot of very accessible material here. The songs are shorter than most, say, epic power metal featuring these kinds of vocals, or this kind of riffing, which often goes into progressive territory. Onto the song Too Late. Here's the Africa progression again, referring to the song Africa by Toto. So I brought this up in my review of Rick Zoria's recent album. The chords that I'm talking about here come up, I swear, every metal album that's trying to have a big chorus ever. It's probably way beyond metal since Toto kind of started it, but it's one of those things where when I hear it, I think, oh yeah, there it is. And I'm expecting like once an album. If it ain't broken, don't fix it. It works. Onto the song Shadow Dancer. This one does not sound like the rest of the album. This sounds kind of like Rat with synths. Tell me that main riff doesn't sound like a more streamlined Lay It Down. This is only the second time in my 30 years that I've ever heard a crossover of hair metal and symphonic metal. The first of these is the New York-based band Sabretooth, which was started by some high school friends of mine. Their song Love Is Just a Loser's Game is essentially Dance the Night Away by Van Halen, but with synths and heavier guitars. Check it out. Ashen Wasteland. Another great chorus, and I love the double bass pickup for this. Last but not least, Call of the Rain, more greatness. I have nothing to add that I haven't already said about other songs. And the album closer, True Warrior. This is, again, another break. This one is slow and plodding and kind of introspective. A good closing track. Stylistically, not the same thing, but in terms of the fact that it's more somber than the rest of the album, I'm reminded of Amon Amarth's Embrace of the Endless Ocean. Wow, half of the album's songs were standout tracks here. This album is totally going on my phone. 100% made my day. It might have made my whole weekend. And I can't wait to see what else this band has to offer. Keep rocking, guys. Looking forward to whenever your second album comes out.
Ever wonder what a punch from Elton John feels like?
Or how you'd cope with having turned down the chance to be in Nirvana?
Or what signal Keith Richards gives when he wants you to get the hell out of his hotel room?
Fans of Too Much Effing Perspective don't have to wonder, because they've heard these exact stories and a jillion others on our podcast. I'm Alex Hoffman, former tour manager for Radiohead.
And I'm musician and comedy writer Alan Keller. On the TMEP show, we get guests like Nancy Wilson from Heart, Jeremiah Freitz from the Lumineers, and Modern Family's Julie Bowen to tell us things they may have only shared with their therapist, clergy, or a TMZ stringer.
So join us on Too Much Effing Perspective. That's EFFING Perspective. The only podcast you crank up to 11.